Welcome to the History Channel. Today we will be talking about Eden. Eden, or the Garden of Eden, was an ancient city built by the Isu, a race of genetically engineered beings created by the Isu precursors and also known as the first civilization. The city was located within the modern Middle East, and the name is believed to have been given to it by the Isu, because they considered themselves to be the children of Eden. It was home to Phanes, a leading scientist in Project Anthropos, a long-term Isu program designed to develop a resilient, docile workforce that would be enslaved to the Isu by way of the pieces of Eden. Advanced technologies left behind by the Isu precursors that gave their users extraordinary abilities, but at the cost of free will. This workforce would then mine the mineral material needed to power the Isu fleet of starships so they could depart from the solar system and presumably return to their home star system, leaving the Earth for the humans. It was also described as being hostile to Atlantis and the sister realms of the underworld and Elysium by Azias, a member of the Isu race who had defected from the creators, another name for the Isu, and settled in the human city of Athens in the late Bronze Age. 1. Sometime before the Great Catastrophe, the destruction of the outer solar system by the human-Isu hybrid, the first civilization, Adam and Eve, two of the first human Isu hybrids, attempted to escape Eden with one of the apples of Eden, possibly in an attempt to avoid enslavement by the Isu. They managed to get out of the city but were ultimately stopped by an unknown force and presumably turned back. In 1725, while sailing off the coast of Japan, the assassin Edward Kenway came across a piece of Eden shaped like a crescent amulet that, when worn, allowed its user to influence the minds of others. While under its influence, Edward experienced a vision of the past and the future, including one of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The vision showed a massive city guarded by the Isu, the apple of Eden glowing above its walls. We also saw Adam and Eve making their way through the city, apparently avoiding the Isu sent to capture them, eventually reaching a large chamber where a massive amount of apples hung from the ceiling. In 2012, the assassin Clay Kaczmarek, a distant descendant of Adam, revealed Adam and Eve's escape to his successor in the Animus Project, Desmond Miles, through a video file named The Truth. The video showed glimpses of Eden and its advanced technology, such as self-destruct helmets used by the ISU military, as well as the Isu spacecraft that would later be rediscovered by the human race and adapted for their own use. We also saw Adam and Eve in the city and what appeared to be a failed attempt to escape. Later on, after Desmond had recovered all of the glyphs and solved the rifts in the Animus programming, he was given an executable file dubbed The Miracle by Clay, which contained the memories of Clay's father, Juno, and other members of the Assassin Order from various points in history. By loading it in the Animus virtual training program and discovering the path to navigate, Desmond encountered Clay's virtual copy who said, "Eden. She. In Eden. Find Eve. The key. Her DNA." This heavily implied that Adam and Eve somehow ended up back in Eden after their initial failed attempt to escape, and that only one of them, possibly Eve, made it out again. However, there is some debate over whether or not this is actually the case, since it could just as easily be a reference to the genetic memories stored within the pieces of Eden, which are based off of Isu DNA, with Eve simply being a metaphor for the genetic material itself. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the Isu and their home city of Eden, I highly recommend checking out the game Origins. As always, thanks for watching and see you next time.